Hey, so let's start with very simple code. So on my screen you can see I have written a simple code snippet. So in this code I have written two cout statement. You can just quickly go through them. So the first cout statement is like this. I have written cout 1 plus 9 divided by 2 followed by ENDL, and in the second cout statement I have written cout 1 plus 9.0 divided by 2. Now I want you to give me the answer of these two cout statement. What will be printed if this cout statement runs, and what will be printed after this cout statement runs? I think you will be quickly able to give me the answer. Just be quick and try to give answer of this question. Pause the video and try to find answer of this question. So let's understand how this question or how this cout will work. See, in this case, in this cout, we are kind of printing one expression, or I'll say result of one expression, right? What is the expression? Expression is 1 plus 9 divided by 2. 9 divided by 2, this operation will execute first and then addition operation will execute. So what will be the answer of 9 divided by 2? So if we calculate 9 divided by 2, the answer will be 4. So as we have seen in the previous video, whenever we divide or we perform division operation on the integers, the answer is always integer. So in this case 9 is an integer, 2 is an integer, so answer of 9 divided by 2 will not be 4.5, it will be 4. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this part. So the answer of this expression will be 1 plus 4, because 9 divided by 2 is nothing but 4, so 1 plus 4 is nothing but 5. So in this way we will get 5 as the answer of the first cout statement. Now let's understand what will be the output of second cout statement. In the second cout statement we are writing 9.0 divided by 2. So 9.0 is a floating number. It's a floating constant or double constant, I'll say, right? Now whenever you perform division, or I'll say any operation with the float, the result that you are going to get is always going to be a floating number. So in this case 9.0 is a float and you are performing division operation on the float. See, the denominator is not float, but that's fine. Your numerator is float, or the first operand is float. So what is going to happen in this case is 9.0 divided by 2, you will get answer as 4.5. See, understand the difference over here. See, in this case 9 divided by 2 will give you 4 as the output, but in this case 9.0 divided by 2 will give you 4.5 as the output, and then whenever you will add 1 with 4.5, you will get 5.5 as the output. Okay, now let's quickly verify our answers. Are these answers correct or not? So for that, let me quickly compile the code. So I'll write g++, name of my file is operatingmodes.cpp. So let's quickly compile this file, and yes, it has got compiled. Let's quickly execute it. You can see for the first cout statement we are getting output as 5, and for the second cout statement we are getting output as 5.5. Now why is it so? Or I'll say why I'm discussing about this topic, why I'm explaining you all this stuff, because there is very interesting thing in arithmetic expression that is called as evaluation mode of the arithmetic expression. So whenever you write any arithmetic expression, compiler is going to follow some strategy in order to evaluate that arithmetic expression. So there are three modes in which an arithmetic expression evaluates, or there are three modes in which compiler can evaluate your arithmetic expression. So let's quickly understand what three different modes are present for arithmetic expression evaluation. So for that, let me quickly jump onto the whiteboard. See, the modes are very easy. So the first mode is called as integer mode, and I think from their name you will get some idea. See, the first mode of expression evaluation is integer mode, and this is specifically for arithmetic expression, not for any other type. Okay, so this is very specific to arithmetic expression. So the first mode is integer mode, then we have floating point mode, and then we have mixed mode. Now let me give you some examples by which you will get an idea about what is an integer mode, what is an floating mode, and what is a mixed mode. So for example, let's say you have an expression like this: 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 4. Now if you observe over here, all the operands in this expression are integers. All of them are ints. That's why this kind of expression will be executed in the integer mode. So when an expression will execute in integer mode, whenever all the operands of that expression are integer, then the expression will execute in integer mode. So this previous example that we saw in the VS Code, so in that example as well, the first expression, it was like this: 1 plus 9 divided by 2. So this expression was an integer mode expression. Why? Because all the operands are integers. Now what happens in the integer mode? In the integer mode, as all operands are integer, result of each and every sub expression of the expression is also going to be an integer. Now what do we mean by result of sub expression? See, if you see this expression, this is a complex expression where there are multiple operators, right? So in this expression we can actually split this expression in multiple sub expressions. So in integer mode, what is going to happen is each and every sub expression is going to generate an integer result. So that's why whenever you write 9 by 2, its answer is always going to be an integer, not float. So I hope now you have got the idea. Now let's quickly move on to the next evaluation mode, expression evaluation mode, that is called as floating mode. So in floating mode, what happens is, or when expression executes in the floating mode, so whenever all your operands of the expression are floating, then in such scenarios the expression evaluates in the floating mode. See, this is very important. All the operands are float. You observe here in this expression, all the operands are float. So such kind of expression will evaluate in floating mode. Now what happens in the floating mode? In floating mode, result of each and every sub expression is generated as floating number only. So for example, let's say you are writing 3.0 divided by 4.0. Its result will be generated in the floating terms, okay, in terms of floats. So each and every sub expression is going to give you floating answer. So this is what happens in the floating point mode. And finally we have something called as mixed mode. So I'll give you example of the mixed mode. So for example, if you write 1 plus 9.0 divided by 2, this is the expression that we saw on the VS Code. So this expression is called as mixed mode expression. Why? Because if you observe, these two operands are of integer type, right? And this operand is of, I'll say, double type or float type. So in this expression, the operands are of mixed type, and that's why this expression evaluates in the mixed mode of evaluation. Now what happens in the mixed mode of evaluation? In mixed mode of evaluation, all the integers are converted to float and then the expression is evaluated. So here what is going to happen is, see, as a programmer we have written expression like this, but while evaluating, what is going to happen is all the integers will be converted to float and then the expression will be evaluated as if you are evaluating a floating point mode expression. So that is something which is going to happen in the mixed mode of evaluation.